Hello, friends. What we feared has finally happened. The United States is now fully entering the war with Iran, and it was inevitable. Just look at the scenario on your screen. The aircraft carrier you see is the USS Nimitz. This billions-dollar aircraft carrier was previously stationed in the South China Sea to counter China. But now, the US has moved it out and sent it toward the Middle East. And why is it coming? Obviously, to launch attacks on Iran. In simple terms, the US is now becoming deeply involved in this war. Donald Trump's statements about brokering peace are just bluffs. Iran may want peace, but how can it stay silent after its people, including nuclear scientists, were killed? Will Israel compromise? Yes, but only if it suffers even more losses. Now let's talk about the aircraft carrier. It's a moving airbase, a floating military installation. It can carry around 50 to 90 aircraft, including fighter jets, helicopters, drones, and surveillance planes like AWACS. For example, just consider this. A single US aircraft carrier is more powerful than the entire air force of a large country like Canada. Canada's air force has a total of 76 fourth-generation fighter jets. In comparison, this US carrier alone carries over 30 F-35 fifth-generation fighter jets and around 45 FA-18 Super Hornets. This means that the US aircraft carrier is stronger than the complete air force of many countries like Canada. These will now be positioned close to Iranian territory. Since most Middle Eastern countries have refused to allow the US to use their military bases against Iran, this aircraft carrier will serve as the primary launch point for strikes on Iranian military facilities, missile launchers, radar stations, and naval ports. It will also conduct surveillance and attempt to jam Iranian defense systems and missile operations. The US hasn't just deployed an aircraft carrier. It has also sent nearly 30 aerial refueling tanker aircraft, which will refuel Israeli fighter jets during their attacks on Iran. Israel has admitted that it cannot intercept all Iranian missiles and is seeking assistance. Videos show Israeli cities being bombarded like raindrops falling on rooftops. In response, the US has prepared its fighter jets aboard the carrier for full combat, aiming to shoot down Iranian drones, missiles, and aircraft. If Iranian forces attempt to strike US military assets, they will be countered directly from this mobile airbase. The Nimitz is about 1,100 feet long and can operate for up to 25 years without refueling due to its nuclear reactor. It has massive operational capacity, and the US is expected to launch large-scale operations from it. Keep in mind, all of America's aircraft carriers in the South China Sea are well known to China. China understands their weaknesses and knows how to neutralize them. China will almost certainly respond and support Iran. In fact, China might want Iran to destroy the US carrier if war breaks out. Because if it's destroyed, it can't be used against China or Russia in the future. China may even provide Iran with the technology to do so. Let's not forget, during a previous US-Yemen conflict, Houthi fighters managed to shoot down F-18 aircraft launched from a US aircraft carrier. So this kind of threat isn't unprecedented. Iran has clearly stated that Israel is attacking its civilians using US-supplied weapons, so there's no point, it says, in negotiating with America. Now the US may have to pay the price. If its aircraft carrier is destroyed, what will protect it? THAAD systems can't be installed on carriers. Its onboard defense systems may not be able to stop advanced Iranian missiles, the same types already breaking through Israeli defenses. If Iran uses hypersonic missiles, can the US carrier survive? America is being dragged into this war by Israel, and things are spiraling out of control. The situation is getting worse for the US by the day, and if a full-blown war erupts, it could cause major damage to American forces. With the arrival of this aircraft carrier, Iran will likely see it as a priority target. If the US is so eager to fight alongside Israel, then so be it. China will not miss this opportunity. China has already developed carrier-killer missiles like the DF-21D, which is famously known as a carrier killer, and the YJ-21, which is hypersonic. As I have mentioned before, no other country possesses carrier-killer missiles of the type that China has developed. And if an all-out war breaks out, China will definitely provide such missiles to Iran at the right time. And if the US chooses to risk its billion-dollar warship, it may soon face the consequences. So far, all signs point toward full US military involvement in this conflict, and even Britain appears to be joining in. The real question now is, what happens next? That's all for today's update. Please subscribe and like this video.